So Kansas this year was as good as it gets. We showed up and Kansas showed out. There was a ton of birds. And I was fortunate this year to have my wife go with me. And she was kind enough to play the role of camera girl the first couple of times out. And we really had some great mornings. Our first morning we had 2 jakes that came down off the roost and landed right in our lap. And they worked perfectly. I mean, they came in hook, line, and sinker, stayed in front of us at 5 yards. They'd walk off and we'd call them back over, and we just had a fantastic morning hunt. Day 2 this year, we hunted a buddy of mine's property, and Casey and I were fortunate enough to get hens to come within 3 steps of us. And I really and truly, I don't know what's going on if she Cinderella'd those birds in that close, but I normally don't have that many birds on top of me like that. It's just not a thing. You know, we occasionally are fortunate enough to get a tom to work in close, but to have 2 jakes come in like that, and then to have 3 hens come in like that, all back to back, it was just pretty good hunting. So Friday morning gets there and we changed things up a little bit. I had to change up my camera crew. I swapped my wife out for my buddy Levi. Levi, he just knows his stuff. And he's also from there in Kansas, and he's got a few places to hunt that I don't know about. And so I get with Levi Friday morning, and it starts off slow. We see a bird early and we work over towards it, but he pushes off with a hen, and that was all she wrote. He was gone. Next thing you know, we're trying to cross over a barbed wire fence, and I'm ripping my camouflage trying to get over on some birds, and it just wasn't working out. But we were able to get on some more property that he had permission to hunt, and as soon as we got out in the middle of it, we knew we were on birds. We had several birds gobbling. We had a 3-year-old tom who was a good tom, and he was gobbling his head off. So we start trying to work him, and it's happening really slow. He is taking his time coming over to us. And Levi would call a little and he would work a little, but it took forever to get him over there. But finally, sure enough, he shows up. He walks over to the field we're in, and Levi calls at him a couple of times. He does a lot of gobbling. He probably gobbled 50 or 60 times throughout the hunt. And anyway, he walks out into the middle of the field and he just hangs up. He just stops. And what is happening is he's waiting on the hen that he hears in the trees to come out to him. So he stands there and he gobbles, trying to get her to come towards him. But obviously that hen's never coming. So Levi did the smart thing. He broke out the fan. And he shows this bird the fan, and once that bird sees it, he can't contain it. He has to come check out the other Thomas in the woods with the hen he hears. And so the tom starts making his way across that field. As the tom gets close enough to shoot, I asked Levi if he has him in frame, and Levi told me he didn't. And so I just shut up. I knew Levi would let me know when it was okay to shoot. And shortly thereafter, Levi told me to kill him, and when he did, I laid his ears back.
Oh boy.
You can see on the film, you know, I just laid his head over, and it was a great shot. It worked out perfectly. We were able to celebrate in a big way. We were both extremely excited to have this bird down for starters, but to have it all on camera, you know, that's just as good as it gets, and we were absolutely pumped about it. But you know, we have a tradition there in Kansas, and that's when somebody kills a good bird, we all meet up at the shop and we have what we call a victory beer. So y'all may have seen my post on Instagram or on Facebook about the victory beer, and that's what it was. We took down a good time, so we all met up back at the shop and we have our victory beer. That night we were able to celebrate. We have a annual Friday night get together where we have a cookout and have a ton of food and just a big time, and people show up out of nowhere to come hang out with this group of misfits from Arkansas that like to come up and hunt turkeys. And we are excited that everyone shows up. It's always a great time. These folks here in Kansas really know how to treat us, and we couldn't thank them enough, and we couldn't appreciate them anymore for all they do to put us on turkey and to just show us a good time. The camaraderie that we have up there is unbelievable, and we would all go if there wasn't a turkey in the state to kill.